Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Code with Ganny, a place where we make code easy and simple like ABC. Today, what are we going to be talking about? We are going to be talking about level crossing. A level crossing, it's a crossing between the rails and the road. That is the railway lane and the road. And how to approach it. If you are a driver, if you are walking, you are driving bicycle, how are you going to approach it? The steps, we are going to go into it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page and channel. See you in my class. Now we are going to talk about the level crossing. That is le passage à niveau. That one is, we are talking about the passage close to a railway line. When you want to cross it, there is some signs and there is some rules you must follow when you want to cross a railway line as a driver. So that is what we are talking about. And if you are getting value, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And also subscribe or follow my page. Thank you so much. And share with others that you know they are having difficulties in passing their code. So let's go to the class now. A level crossing is a crossing between the rail of a railway and the road. That's the meaning of level crossing. They are protected in different ways, with safety barrier, light accompanied by audible sign or only with a stop sign. All road users must be vigilant and adapt their pace as specified in the highway code. It is important, therefore, crossing to check that no train is approaching. A perspection error has a significant repercussion that can lead to fatal accidents. Warning! Warning! As indicated by the crossing sign, one train can hinder another. So, just one train, that is, one train can hide other trains. So, be very careful. So, how do we pass? How to approach a level crossing? That is what we want to talk about now. So this is what we are calling about a passage à niveau, a level crossing. You see, this is a road and this is a rail that cut it into two. So take notes. So we go to how to approach a level crossing. When approaching a level crossing, it is strongly recommended that road user respect certain road safety steps so as to not to give life to a dangerous situation. One, let's follow the step, what you must do. You must therefore adapt your pace by slowing down. Road sign inform you long before you reach the height of the track of the presence of the level crossing. There must sign will show you. The next one is cross the rail only if you are sure you can pass with the level crossing quickly, especially if the road is congested. Never stop at the center of the railway. 4. Stop as soon as the light flashes and before it for level crossing with flashing lights. Wait for the complete rise of the barrier before restarting. Check that there is no train approaching and stop before crossing the track in case of a barrier-free level crossing. Or take note of all this. Respect the rules of priority. Then the train has priority in all circumstances. You see, the train has priority in all circumstances. Do not pass between safety barrier. It is forbidden and dangerous. Make sure that a second train is not approaching before crossing the level crossing. Push the barrier with your vehicle if you are mobilized on the trail. That is, break the barrier if you see that you are stuck in the middle and train is coming. Break it. That is what that is talking about. Evacuate your passenger and alert the SNCF if you have immobilized on track without being able to clear yourself. In case you are stuck in the middle of that place and you are able to force yourself out, make sure you alert the SNCF what has happened, the situation at hand. Misinterpretation can lead to serious consequence. Moreover, the majority of accidents on level crossing are related to this. So going to the different rules that is put in place. The regulation is enforced at a level crossing is determined by this following code. Article R414-12 of the Highway Code. It says overtaking is prohibited for crossing of railway track not equipped with barrier or half barriers. The fact that the driver contravened the provision of this article is punishable by fine or for fourth class contravention. That is for first law. The second law, Article R412-13 of the Highway Code, it says every driver must mark the absolute stop in front of the red, fixed, or flashing light. The stop is made by respecting the limit of the lane perpendicular to the axis of the traffic lane. Any person guilty of this offence also incur additional penalty of suspension for a period up to 3 years of driver license. This suspension may be limited to driving outside professional activities. This contravention automatically give rise to reduction of 4 points to the driver's license. So you can see, listen, if possible, you can come and we will watch this and rewatch it until you be able to put it on your head. A train takes 10 longer. Okay, a train it takes longer before it can stop. Okay, it takes longer before the train can stop more than a car. Indeed, at 90 kilometers per hour, it takes about 800 meters. That means that in the event of danger occur, the driver will not be able to stop his train before the impact. That shows that if you are caught in the middle of railway, the driver of a train will not be able to stop his train. Then the accident will have happened. Let's be careful. At one at 18,000 level crossing, more than 100 collisions are encountered each year and responsible about 30 deaths and 15 injuries. However, technically, failure are rarely. In fact, the cause of this accident, in most cases, it is not compliant with signage. Did you see? Please, it is we that we are driving the car that we should comply most. To be more precise, this is due to the imprudence, distraction, even stupidity of some users. For the most part, there are motorists, that is the bike people. In the second place the biker, then the truck driver, and finally the pedestrian, people that are crossing the road. It may happen that some level crossing are equipped with adapt radar to detect the prohibited crossing of a level crossing. This is an offence punishable by a fine of €135 and a withdrawal of 4 points from the driver license. Then we go to the next one, which is this. It said, what are the different type of level crossing? Considered to be area of great danger, level crossing are marked in a several ways. One, the level crossing with barrier. If I see some pictures, I'll be putting it there so that you can be able to differentiate it. And I hope there is picture below as well. 20 seconds before the arrival of the train, the level crossing with automatic barrier starts. A bell rang and a red light flashing. The barriers go down. You have to stop. Once the train has passed, the barrier rise. Before crossing, make sure there is no other train approaching. More rarely, it is possible to meet a barrier guard who rise and lower the barrier. This is a manual level crossing. It is identifiable thanks to its unique barrier, that is the entire width of the track. It is essential to remember that it is strictly forbidden to stop on the track. Another warning. When traffic is at a standstill, on the other side, you must always stop before the rail. Indeed, the arrival of a train is impossible to predict. In general, an emergency phone is located near the crossing. If a manual malfunction or in accident occur, use it to contact an agent. Okay, use it to contact an agent. This is it here. Use it to contact an agent in case there is any malfunction on the crossing. In the event that are mobilized in the middle of the crossing, the barrier fall, know that they are designed not to withstand shock, so they can push them back into a clear vehicle. So let's take notes, let's take notes, let's take notes, let's take notes. The barrier free level crossing, that is the second one. The barrier free crossing, very often outside the agglomeration, that is outside the city, where there is a little traffic. In the open countryside, for example, it can happen that the level crossing do not have any barrier. That is outside city, it is possible. The same the same process warned you, and a sign because and a danger sign announced the absence of barrier. This one is triangular or pictogram representing a train en route, a stop sign or a light signal, and are present at the level crossing. They force you to stop. It should be noted that in the case of a level crossing without a barrier, the train has priority. Just know that train has priority. You must therefore check that there is no train approaching before you move. You commit yourself to the railway. Many accidents occur every year because of non-compliance with the stop at the level crossing. It is important to check that there is no danger before crossing. If on the other side of crossing the track is congested, that is there is an hold up, do not take a risk of being blocking the middle of the rail. This is prohibited by the highway code. In the event that a level crossing is near, an intersection is only involved, driver would take another direction. This specified it is indicated by a blue indication sign. Take note. Then we'll go to the next one. We said which road sign announce the level of crossing. There are some roads that will announce it. This is the topic that we are treating now. So let's go. Alert sign announce a certain caution to adopt and recommend that you slow down. This is done so that you must stop if the barrier starts to close when you arrive. So you have to stop. When passing between the barrier and stop, even if you think you have time to cross, before leaving, do not rush. Wait until they are completely resembled. A level crossing is permanent, announced by a pre-signal which warns you of a distance that separates you from it. Take note of that. It warns you. You are going to see some pictures that you will know, that you will show you. Okay? The numbers of stripes define that the distance you have to travel to the railway. When you see the three, it represents that each one represents 50, 50, 50 meters in case they ask you. And this one, when you are outside the city, is 150 outside the city. When you are inside the city, is 50. That's why you see this one is 150, this one is 100, this one is 50. You can always see this one in the city because it's each one represent 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Okay, so continue. On a two-way lane, the beacon are located on the right and on a one-way lane on the left. You see the rules. On the two-way on the right, on the one-way on the left. They are accompanied by a danger sign on which it is the pictorial in the barrier. You see, they are accompanied with this sign. You will see this sign. That is barrier passage. That is this on some barrier. That is there is nothing to block it. It is not automatic. They are always accompanied by this sign. Okay. In the case of automatic sign level crossing, the sign are ones of presence of the railway crossing can be supplemented by a sign that specify the automation of the closure of the barrier. If no sign is present, then the barrier can be manual, but it is rare. When you see this one, it can either be automatic. If you do not see this sign, maybe it's manual. So this one is a cross level with barrier. You will see this. You always see it with a triangle. That is a danger panel. You always see it inside it. So take note of it. Then when crossing, when stopping is mandatory in all circumstances, whether or not there is train, a stop is installed. They always put stop there because you must stop to check. This is announced by a sign of the same type, that is the normal sign stop, which also bear the measure of the distance between it and the track. An intersection with a specified number of lanes, maybe there are 3 lanes, there are 4 lanes. If crossed is double, yeah, it means that there are several trains that is crossing there. So you have to this lane, this thing, this one that comes like this one that comes like this, it means it's a track lane. It's a track for rain to go, to be passing. Maybe there are several lanes. When you see this time, so you have to make sure you take your time to cross it. We go on. Located on the top of the hill after a turn, when a level crossing is not visible from a distance, it can be indicated by the light panel. It is if it is on, the train is closed. So it is necessary to slow down so as not to be surprised. Okay. When you see any sign that shows that there is a railway there, just take note. Don't be surprised. That's why a driver have to be very vigilant. Okay. The panel of a two-lane crossing has a cross with base that is based with split. Attention, after the passage of a train, it is possible that a second train arrive in another direction. Do not rush, remain vigilant. There are other signs that relate to the level crossing, such as danger signs that indicate the electrified lane pass over the track. This panel is installed, let's take note, when the line are low and it is informed that the height is limited. This avoid the risk of electroshock. Take note so that you will not be electroshock when you are driving. Okay, let's go to the next rule. What are the rules for pedestrian and cyclists? Which is this one, the rules for pedestrian and cyclists. So we go. For pedestrian, you will first to make sure that crossing of the level crossing is authorized. That is for somebody that is using leg to want to cross the road. You must make sure that it's authorized. If this is the case, before moving forward, look carefully on the east side and rely on your hearing. That is why you must be somebody that have a good ear on the road, even if you are not driving. Do not cross if a train is approaching, even if you think you have time. Train is very fast too. Always wait after the train has passed and the barrier have completely resembled to cross and stop. If the light flashed, stay focused and vigilant. Do not walk along the rail line. Never bypass barrier. Hey, for cyclists, you must follow the same regulation as those imposed on motorists. Cyclists and motorists are the same. That's what they are trying to tell us. In addition, you will need to be extra vigilant because a bicycle wheel is likely to get stuck in the rail when passing train. Move away from the rail rack. track so as to not to be surprised by the breath effect. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in my next